What is up guys, Cap over here, and welcome to our 5th week of the TCL as we're taking on the undefeated Kentucky Crobats coached by Samararo22, or Zach, a foe that we're quite familiar with, him being in the RBL. So I'm pretty excited about this battle because it's got some hype around it. If you want to check out his side, look in the description down below and click on the link. You can check out his stuff. I'll also link his old and new channel too, because he has 2 channels, so check out his stuff. He's got some FIFA things, you know, the stuff you play with soccer and whatnot. But if you want to show some love to our side too, which would be fantastic, you can like, sub, or share. That would be incredible. And we'll sort of introduce you to the Kentucky Crobats over here. So he's got the Victini, Nidoqueen, Shaman, Sharpedo, Northern, Kangaskhan, Sableye, which is his Mega Pokemon, Blastoise, Tornadus, Registeel, and Heracross. So obviously his main offensive threats here are Victini, Nidoqueen, Shaman, and Sharpedo. They just stand out to me because that is the pillar of Terra right there. They do so much damage to my team, and that's something I've really kept in mind when I was building this team. When you have things like Sharpedo, Shaman, and Victini, it really builds a solid and offensive RNG core. Or not RNG core, Fire, Grass, Water core. What am I talking about, RNG? You know, you can't play the random number generator game over there. And then, as well as he's got a really solid defensive core too, with Registeel, Sableye. Kangaskhan can be defensive. I know that he likes to run a defensive, and from the past battles I've seen him run a defensive Shaman too. So we've got a work cut out for us. Shaman and Registeel are actually a really good defensive combo when I think about it. And we'll sort of jump into the team builder over here, the next slide. I just want to give my shout outs to Grant for helping me build this team once more. We've been bouncing ideas off, and it's sort of like an explosion of, you know, when you go into the kitchen, you're making some KD, and then suddenly you're like, you know what, I want to make this more eccentric or exciting and exclusive. You just throw in like meat, apples, some cotton candy, some gummy bears, some marshmallows, some candy, and then you get some like maple syrup or something, or some chocolate, and then you're like, yeah, we can totally go with that. This is pretty much that's pretty much how our team building is for a lot of this. So shout out to Grant for helping me build this team and sort of like running it by him. So first off, we have the RBL. As you guys all know, we faced each other quite a decent amount of times. So shout outs to you guys. Shout out to you. But no, there's not a lot of love on Zach's side because every game that we've played against him in the RBL in the regular season, we've lost. We've actually for some reason we always lose against Zach, so that's an interesting fact right there. He's definitely got the advantage on that side. And then his big defensive threat over here is his Registeel. His Registeel has been tearing through teams, just running the Curse, Stealth Rocks, Seismic Toss. It's been doing so much work, so I kept a good eye on this thing, and I really kept in mind when I was prepping my team for Zach's team was Registeel can potentially sweep if I don't prepare properly for it. And next up we have so Balls of Steel, MVP, surprise, surprise. And then finally we have our team. We have Landers, T, Mew, Florges, Empoleon, Haxorus, and Beedrill. This is a relatively offensive team because I only have 2 walls, that being Empoleon and Mew. Lando, Florges, Haxorus, and Beedrill aren't your defensive variants. They're actually quite offensive. Like Lando, for example, is my Rock Polish, Adamant, fully invested in attack Landers. This thing is meant to outspeed everything on his team that it doesn't, like even with the Scarf, it will outspeed it. It's a guaranteed outspeed. Earthquake does so much damage to like his main offensive threat, so like Sharpedo, Victini, Nidoqueen. All those mons don't appreciate Lando T. It's pretty much a one-hit KO with Earthquake, U-turn, or knockoff. And then we have Florges, which is my other. This set, man. This is so lit. This is my Choice Scarf Florges. So you know you got a flaunt guess. Clever wordplay over there. This thing has the Moonblast, Psychic, Hidden Power, Ground, and Energy Ball. With the Choice Scarf, it will outspeed a lot of things it shouldn't outspeed. It outspeeds Nidoqueen. It outspeeds other stuff it outspeeds a Northern that is timid by 1 point. I just wanted to make sure I outspeed that. And Moonblast should easily KO it. So if he doesn't bring Choice Scarf Noivern, which I'm sort of predicting him to bring, if he brings Choice Scarf, then yeah, that's awesome. If he doesn't, then that sort of sucks because, you know, I planned for that. And then, yeah, so I'm really hoping this thing puts in work. I wanted to at least get 1 KO, and I would be totally happy. My league days will be made. I don't know what's up with that accent. Will have been made. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we have Mew, which is our defensive wall. So we're going to talk about our walls over here for a bit. We've got La Capitina with the Colbur Berry, Will-O-Wisp, Dragon Tail, Heal Bell, and Softboiled. This is a relatively annoying set. Why I say that? Because I brought it on Pokemon Showdown, and it's so annoying to take down. It's so hard to take down. Sharpedo, if it's an offensive variant, a physical offensive mon, it won't be taking down La Capitina with anything that pretty much includes that. So I'm really looking forward to this set. Dragon Tail paired up with like Apollyon, who has Stealth Rocks, really puts in a lot of work against his team, because if there's one thing I know about Zach, is that he always wants to get the proper matchup, and if he doesn't really get a good matchup or something that he doesn't really want, he'll switch out. So I kept that in mind when I was building this team, and I figured, you know what? A Volturn core is going to be really nice, but Dragon Tail is going to be so nice if I pair it up with Stealth Rocks. I want to make sure Stealth Rocks are off my side, so I put on Defog on Apollyon, and I added Scald and Ice Beam because Scald is just good to have against a Victini, and Ice Beam is good when Noivern's running amok too. So it's sort of like a middle ground play going for Scald. I can just burn something that I wouldn't really appreciate because something physical has to come in to take down Kowalski, and if Nidoqueen comes in, I can collect Scald and it's going to do a decent amount of damage. If yeah, so I'm sort of looking forward to that. And then finally we've got our offensive core over here. So I sort of broke it up a bit. I didn't even know that. We've got Haxorus. Haxorus is the mon to break things. Like, this mon has been running through defensive walls like they're nothing. Like, this is, as much as this mon gets KO'd, I think it's gotten KO'd every game, this thing goes through walls like it's no tomorrow. Haxorus has been putting in so much work. Haxorus is that one punch man mon doing its thing. So it's going to be running the Earthquake, Outrage, Superpower, Swords Dance, and the Lumberry, predicting the T-Wave on Registeel. I'm hoping it brings T-Wave, or I'm hoping he brings some sort of status to try to cripple Haxorus, because that's the only way you can really cripple it. It's sort of a middle ground play for me because I can just go for the Swords Dance, get a +2. At +2, an Adamant Haxorus has a really good chance to one-hit KO Registeel from full. And that's pretty crazy for me because Registeel is so bulky. And I actually am running the Unnerve Haxorus because I'm hoping he might bring some sort of Shaka Berry, or he might bring a berry on something. I saw that, you know, Mold Breaker really didn't do a lot to his team. He doesn't have like abilities like Levitate. He doesn't have things that make it impossible for Haxorus to do something. So I was like, you know what, let's bring in Unnerve, just because it seems like a decent play, and it's a guaranteed KO on stuff that don't have berries or that do have a berry. So I can sort of play around with that and really put him on a tilt. And then finally we have Sweepy Mickey, aka Sergeant Beedrill, or Sergeant Buzzkill, or the Mega Beedrill, who's been putting in so much work in this season. This thing outspeeds everything that doesn't have a scarf. It does massive damage. So Poison Jab, U-Turn, and Drill Run puts in so much work against his team. Pretty much everything can get close to range with like U-Turn, or pretty much everything can get in range when there's like Dragon Tail, Stealth Rocks. When Haxorus is in there, things are going to get in range. Lando can put things in range, and Florius can actually come in too and sweep up. So that's pretty much, once again, like, you know, we're sort of going for that. I'm sort of predicting him to bring a special Victini just because it made sense to me. And yeah, we'll sort of end it over there. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Be sure to check out the video tomorrow. It's going to be uploaded late because we are currently doing our battle relatively late, and I'm going to be helping my brother Crump to get a car, and I'm going to be driving some car back home. So we're sort of doing that, and I'm going to be back late tomorrow, and that's when I'm going to upload it. So just a heads up, guys. But I'm gonna get going. I apologize for the late upload, and thank you so much for watching. So thank you so oh my gosh, I'm saying it twice, I'm so tired. Thank you so much for watching. This is Cap signing off.